Have you ever noticed how some people completely transform their lives while others keep waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives? Most people think success comes from one big decision, but in reality, life often changes because of many tiny choices repeated every day. This is the story of Elara and how her life changed because of a few small decisions she made daily. Elara lived in a busy American city called Brighton Hills, a place full of glass buildings, crowded streets, and people who always seemed to be in a hurry. From her apartment window, she could see cars moving endlessly down the highway and lights glowing from offices late into the night. Everyone looked like they were chasing something important, but Elara felt stuck. She had goals, dreams, and ideas, but every day seemed to disappear before she could do anything meaningful. She would scroll through her phone for hours, telling herself she would start working on her goals tomorrow. Tomorrow always sounded like the perfect day to begin, but tomorrow kept moving further away. One night, something strange happened. A sudden power outage swept across the entire neighborhood. The lights went out, the Wi-Fi died. The television went silent. For the first time in months, Elara's apartment was completely quiet. At first, she felt bored, then restless. With nothing else to do, she opened a small notebook lying on her desk. Inside, she began writing random thoughts, goals she once cared about, skills she wanted to learn, ideas she had forgotten. The list became longer and longer, and suddenly she realized something uncomfortable. Her dreams weren't impossible. They were simply ignored. That night, she wrote down one sentence on the first page. Just do something small every day. Not something huge, not something perfect, just something small. The next morning, she tested the idea. Instead of trying to change her entire life, she made 3 tiny choices. She woke up 15 minutes earlier. She read 5 pages of a book, and she went for a short 10-minute walk before starting her day. That was it. Nothing dramatic, but it felt different. The next day, she repeated the same 3 choices, and the day after that. At first, the changes seemed almost invisible, but slowly something began shifting. Her mornings felt calmer, her mind felt clearer, and that notebook on her desk started filling with ideas. After 2 weeks, she added another small habit. She spent 20 minutes each evening learning something new online. After a month, those 20 minutes turned into a skill she was actually improving. Time moved forward quietly. Weeks became months. Without realizing it, Elara had built a completely new rhythm for her life. Her focus improved. Her confidence grew. Her energy returned. Even people around her started noticing the difference. Her coworkers asked how she suddenly became so productive and motivated. But Elara always gave the same simple answer. "I didn't change my life," she said. "I just stopped wasting my small moments." One afternoon, her company announced an internal innovation challenge. Employees could submit ideas to improve the business. Most people ignored the announcement. Some thought they didn't have time. Others assumed someone else would win. But Elara already had something ready. For months, she had been writing small ideas in her notebook every evening. One of those ideas turned into a full proposal. She submitted it without expecting much. Weeks later, the results were announced. Out of hundreds of submissions, Elara's idea had been chosen as the winner. The project would be funded, and she would lead the team developing it. Standing in the conference room, listening to the applause, she felt a strange realization. This moment hadn't come from one big effort. It had come from hundreds of tiny choices she made when no one was watching. That night, she opened the same notebook again. On the first page was the sentence she wrote months earlier. Just do something small every day. She smiled, because now she understood something most people never realize. Life rarely changes in one dramatic moment. It changes quietly, choice by choice, day by day. Small actions repeated long enough eventually become powerful enough to change everything. And that is exactly how Elara transformed her life. Not with one giant leap, but with small steps taken every single day.